Hi, I'm going to walk you through the editing of the site here and just kind of show you some shortcuts and some tips and tricks. So basically, when you're on the website, you can hit escape anywhere on the site, and you'll be taken to your login page. You can go ahead and log in at that time. And the way Squarespace works is if you look in the upper right, when we're logged in as this admin, you can see that we have control over content, structure, style. And right now we're on preview. That's what the eyeball is there. So what we can do is we can actually, when you press content, that's like an edit mode. And just FYI, if you see this ghosting up here on the website, just go ahead and hit refresh, and that will be fixed. But we're right now in this content editing, so you can kind of scroll down, like this testimonial area. You can hit edit right there, and you can kind of change what this content reads, and the property of the month area here, that has an automatic background image on it, so that's just kind of already loaded. So it's just kind of being used right now as like a generic background image, I guess. And then the video here, this is kind of relying on some code, but if you change that YouTube video, you change that here, and if you need assistance with that, we can help you. So that's probably the most advanced thing on the homepage anyway. Is just kind of you want to be a little careful when you come across this kind of code, because you don't want to break anything. So I'll just hit cancel there. We're not going to make any changes. And then the footer of the website, at least yes, site wide. If you click over to structure editing is kind of more of like the architecture of the site, but if you go over there, then you can go into this. It's strictly code at this point, so again, it's one of those areas that you'll just want to tread cautiously if you're in there. Everything is kind of set up and configured to work. Your Twitter account is being pulled in automatically, so that'll kind of just work all on its own. And so if there's any edits to this area, you can kind of go in. I mean, if you really feel comfortable going in there, then certainly you can do that. What I always try to do is go in and like select all, and then copy, and then paste that content somewhere else, and then you can kind of store that just in case you make a mistake. All right, so let's go back let's go to the top area here. So this content area up top, again, it's all kind of configured. There's really not a whole lot of changes that you could make there. So if you're going to add like another social channel or social network or something like that, we can add another icon up there for you. But let's go ahead and kind of click through the site then. If we click on services, this is kind of a landing page. Also, services overview goes to the same page. And the way this page works is those sub pages, those drop downs that we saw at the very top here, 1, 2, 3, 4 of those, those will all appear automatically down here. So if you add more service pages, then those will automatically be added to this bottom, and these just link out to those pages right now. And the content above this area, if you click on maybe structure editing, nope, I guess that's it. This is a description is what this is. So if you click edit description, then you can come in here and change all this content. You can double click this element here, and this was the code from like YouTube. So if you have other YouTube videos that you'd like to put in there, then just grab that embed code and go put it right in this box here, the script box. But yes, I mean, you can go ahead and make changes to to any of this content across the site. This particular editor that we're viewing now, it's called "What You See Is What You Get." That's what this WYSIWYG means, and it just means it's pretty close to like a word processor type editor. So you'll be able to like highlight text and then select bold. If you want to make the text bold, if I hit save and close at this point, you'll be able to see that, yep, it bolded that section there. You can't change the font face and things like that because we've kind of locked those out to be to make the design kind of consistent throughout the site. But you can certainly change a lot of this kind of formatting. You can also link to other pages. You can add obviously more content here. So if I want to say, let's just say we use the word contact us here or something like that. Contact us. And then we want to go ahead and link this to a page on the site. We can go ahead and highlight that. And while it's highlighted, you can come up here to this link icon and then select your web pages and scroll down and select contact us, save and close. And you can see now it's linked. And you can actually, when you select it, it'll show you that it is linked to there. And you can say save, close. And then if you kind of scroll down here, there's our link. And so if you click that, it'll take you to the contact page. So that's pretty simple to format all of your content. And again, everything is kind of set up as far as the styles that would display. I'll show you more here in a second on some of these other pages that have a little more editability. Well, that's right. This is actually, this content here is actually, you can add the same type of description to each one of these services. So these all kind of more or less like expand. So if I wanted to add a short description about irrigation, I could. You can also, obviously there's content on the irrigation page itself. But you can add that kind of summary or excerpt, if you want to call it that, out on that page. Now, since we're on the irrigation page now, it's a very typical kind of page. All pages have the same similar structure to them. So I can show you kind of how the content works inside all of these pages. So if you click on Edit Page, you'll see this irrigation, back on this design view, it's larger. And that's because it's using a heading. In HTML, there's various heading sizes. So an H1 is the very largest, which on your site, the logo is the H1. And then H2 is the second largest. H3 is more like a subheading. And those are kind of important for like search engine optimization. When Google would go through a website, Google is not going to see how the site is designed. It's going to look at the content only. So it's going to look at that structure of those headings and say, oh, the most important thing on the site is the site name. And then, oh, here's a page, and it's a page title called irrigation. So that's an important part of the site. And then within there, you would use subheadings to kind of call out important areas below that H2. So it's just kind of like an outline structure. So in this case, if we switch over to the HTML view, which is right here, you can pretty much see that this irrigation is an H2, and then we have a paragraph. H3 is your subheading, and paragraph, another subheading, paragraph. So that's how it's formatted. There's a break in there. And so if we just go back here to HTML view, it'll toggle back. So for instance, if you're editing in here and you accidentally delete the word irrigation, let's do it like this. So, and then you go back to retype it, and then you hit save and close, we'll realize that, oh, this is actually a paragraph. It's the same size as that. So, oh, we forgot to make that an H2. So if you select that word and come up here to format, you can say go ahead and make that an H2 on your heading. So that's just kind of a note on trying to make things consistent across the site. Those kind of things will greatly help kind of going forward. It'll help on readability or people reading the site, and then so it'll be useful. Again, if you see that ghosting, just go ahead and refresh. The buttons on the side, those are all kind of a custom code type feature that we've added to the site. So again, just if you see those code areas, just kind of be careful on those, whatever. Let's see, what else can we talk about? So each page has a photo widget, is what we've called these, or just like this editable widget area. And so basically we've just uploaded images to these, and you can see it already has like little rounded corners, and this drop shadow is built in. And so basically all you have to do, oops, there's the one. I could refresh it, but it's doing the same thing. So basically all you have to do is just upload that image. And let me go ahead and I'm going to save this image out. That way we can, I'll show you how to upload a new image. So when we're on this particular page, we're on the irrigation page. I'm going to refresh it again because I get some bleed over going. So if we have a new image for the irrigation page, let's say there's a ring on that finger now. So we want to go ahead and upload that. We'd go ahead and edit this widget. And then I'm just going to say remove on this. And what I'll do now is I can go ahead and with my cursor, basically wherever I want to put the image, I can go ahead and select to go get a new image. And that would say upload an image. And I would say choose file. And I'll just keep it kind of in this structure. So once I upload the file, it's just going to go to this general storage area. And I'll show you where to access all those in a minute here. And we're really not doing anything else to this. I can outline like the dimensions on some of these, because some of these images are a little smaller. There's 2 image sizes that we've used, just because some pages don't have as much content. So then we just hit save and close, and you didn't really see a difference because it's exactly the same image, but we actually did swap out that image, and there's our new image there. So so that's how that works. And then each one of these pages are the same. There's like the shorter one because we have less content there. Certainly if you added more content, you don't really need to swap out the image. It's kind of just kind of looked nicer at the time to keep it like that. But so now let's go into the photo gallery area, and I think I'm going to go out and grab a few photos really quickly. So I've gone out and basically just downloaded some test images here, and the way this is set up right now is we're kind of considering these to be almost like a case study, or these are like properties. So you could kind of name them whatever you'd like. Obviously, maybe this could be named, I can't read the name of the whatever that sign says there. Let's see what it says. So yes, you could name it Brander Mill Woods, or maybe commercial project or something like that. If however you want to title those. But this is really pretty easy as far as managing this. Let's start with this top content, and I've labeled it. This is considered page header content. Edit this area in structure mode, blocks icon, and select modify page header. So up here in structure mode, the blocks icon, if you select that, then you can say modify page header, which is right here, and then you'll see your editor again. So basically I just have this text is bold, and then this other text is just regular old text. So I mean, this is kind of like an intro paragraph. We're very proud of the exceptional work that we provide our customers. Click below to find out more, and certainly give us a call at, or click here to visit our contact page. You can kind of add whatever you want here. So I'll just hit cancel because I'm not going to edit that. So then you can see that when we click into one of these properties, If I go to preview, then it's an automatic like slideshow type of concept. And so I'll show you how to actually upload some more galleries here. So if we go to content mode, then we can say create new picture gallery. And so if you consider this to be a project, I'm going to just call this one tree line project or something. So there we go. We got tree line project. And I think by default, yeah, you can go ahead and type your description. So that's this paragraph that appears below the title. And then you can also see that 7 right there. That's the actual number of photos within that collection. So what I'll do here is I'll go ahead and get some content and paste it in there. So this is content that's just talking about what this project was all about, just kind of a little description, and then we can hit save and close. So there's our new gallery, and right here it's telling us this gallery does not yet contain any pictures. To add some, use the controls on the editing strips above. So we can change this, what we just added, if you want to do that, or we can go ahead and upload new pictures. So I'm going to go ahead and say select files. And sometimes there we go. So if I go, I went ahead and added some photos, so you can actually select multiple photos. If you have a zip file, like let's say 20 images or something like that, you can select the single zip, and it'll actually unzip all those up on the server for you, which is really cool. It tells you that right here. But so you can see that these are pretty small images. One of them's a little larger, but we'll just go ahead and say upload. We don't really care the image size, because what's going to happen is it's actually going to scale those down. So they could be, really higher res. It's, I guess, better to keep things a little smaller, because you can see it does take a little bit of time to upload, and this is just 3 images. But anyway, so then in this mode that we're still in, this content editing mode, you can change the properties of each of these. But since we're only just showing the photo only, then there's really nothing we have to change. And if we switch over here to preview mode, it'll go ahead and display those in the appropriate block. And I guess this one's still processing, apparently. I don't know why it still says that, but if that continues, what I could do is 662 and canola. I'm just going to remove this one. Confirm, so I can show you kind of how to manage more, and you can upload another photo. I don't know why it's not showing. Sometimes it might do that. I guess this is that larger photo, so maybe that might be why. Maybe it was truly processing and I just kind of ruined it. Yeah, I guess it's still working on it. So then you can also drag and drop to change the order of these. So if we want this one up top, you can drag them there. There we go. So and then when we're back on that content mode, you can also set which one you want as your front image. So I'm going to set as front picture this one here. So by doing that, it's going to set, when we go back here to the main gallery, that's our front image. And we can see now that we have 3 images in there. There's our description that we would have typed. If we hit content on this, you can actually drag and drop and move these around as well. So if we want this commercial project up top, then when we say preview again, so that's how it's going to look to the world. And then when we go in and view the ones we just uploaded, there's the project, and then we click to preview, and there it is. So that's pretty simple stuff. then what's kind of nice is you can, if you're emailing people to tell them about a particular project, it's very similar to a project we did called Treeline Project. If if you grab the URL from up in your browser, whatever you call this, it's going to go ahead and figure out that URL for you. So all you have to do is just copy this and send it to people, and then it becomes like a living portfolio of all your work on the site. So that's how that works. And then when you want to delete one of these, you can just hit content here, and you can either say modify, which will allow you to change the properties there again, or you can say remove. I'm not going to do it, just so you can play around with it, but I'll just say I'll say cancel. So that's how that works. Okay, so now let's go on to the team section. This is simply a one page, just an HTML page is what we call that. And the images on the site, as you can see, kind of behind here, that they have that drop shadow and that curve again. So basically, they have that code is already kind of built in. So all you have to do is upload a standard image, and it'll automatically convert like that for you. So let me see if we go. Oh, there's also this plus sign in the upper right of the edit window. And a page like this where we have all of these images left aligned, it kind of looks like it breaks apart, but it's really fine. It's just a matter of you would align these images like left or align them right, and they all kind of works the content out however it sees best. I don't know, that doesn't make sense, but when you scroll through, you can pretty much see that the image now is aligned right. This one's aligned left. This one's aligned right. So that's pretty much how that works. I mean, you can come in there and you'd upload your new image, and then do that alignment. I'll put that one back left again. So you can see that's how that works. And if you didn't want the shadow, like let's say on this leading image here, if you didn't want that shadow there, what you do is this image is actually aligned left. It doesn't really do anything in here because it's so wide. But if we just you could say block, and align block is like it'll strip that shadow out, basically, is what's happening. But when you align an image block like that, it just makes it kind of take up the whole width, is what's going to happen there. So I'll go ahead and put that one left again. All right, and you can edit all those pages as you see fit. The community page, again, another HTML page. FAQ, this one's a little different. It's a little advanced, but it's also pretty powerful because you can actually search. We could search for like service, and our search shows 5 results. So what services do you provide? Do you offer one-time service? So you can click into these results, and you can pretty much see that exact information there. Again, you could email this answer. If someone's asking you a question, you could either tell people to go look in your services area, or here's our whole FAQ section. So what I've done is you can make these categories, and I've created 2 categories. One's kind of about the company, and the other one is about services. You can certainly add as many as you'd like. Maybe you have one about billing or something like that. I don't know. I guess it's kind of in here. But how this works is if we go to content mode now, you can make a new category. So I'm going to call this one test. And you could even give it a description if you'd like, but we'll just call it test for now. And then underneath test, we can say add question. And so our question is, is this a test? And then here I can give the answer, yes, this is a test. So then, I mean, you can upload images, you can do whatever you want. You can also put keywords, but I think right now when you search, like, you know, if you found that a lot of people had questions about grass seed or something like that. So you could put seeding, I mean, you could put seeding, grass, sod, drought. I'm not sure how you spell that. Anyway, you can put all those keywords in there, and then if people search for something that really doesn't exist, but you know they might search for it, then it'll actually pull up this one entry, which is kind of cool. And then we can say save and close, and there's our this is a test. So if we go to the FAQ page, let's just go back to the beginning here. So we can pretty much see that we've got those all laid out. We say, is this a test? Then if you, let's say you wanted to just, since you only have one thing there, if you want to go ahead and just move this, you can actually drag and drop this into in any one of these other categories, which is kind of cool. So then this one would become part of that other category. Then you can come in here and say remove and confirm that. So, but that's basically how you would add questions to each one of these categories. Let's go ahead and remove that one. All right, and then if you navigate into a category, you'll see kind of all the questions and answers right there. And your home and careers, all these other pages are laid out the same way. Your contact form is on this page. It's sort of a basic form, but you can customize portions of this if you go into content editing, and you could add other fields and things here. So I guess we have email, we have comments. Maybe we want to put a phone number on here. So you can do this, or you say international. Normal is just kind of like, it would allow them to use area code, but here you could just go ahead and say phone, and we could say required, and we'll put an asterisk right there. And if we hit save, then we can move this where we want it to go. Name, phone. So in this case, we would want to require an email address, save, but maybe we don't want to require the phone number, save. So there we go. So most likely if they're filling out a form online, they're going to have an email address. And then obviously the comments would also be part of that. But so how you can manage where these form submissions go. If we go back to the top here, if you switch over to structure mode and then configure this page, all of the pages have this page configuration, but they're all a little different. I mean, like a form page like this one has a little more advanced functionality. So let's see, your site, your form on the site will actually collect to an Excel spreadsheet, and it's going to save on the actual website, so you can browse. And I'll show you where that's located. But basically, it'll be called this contact submissions XLS. And if you want to add 10 fields to the form between now and next year or something like that, the form will actually update, and it won't break. It'll just have empty fields for those that didn't exist previously. You can also collect entries by email if you just check this box. Looks like that's already set up. And then after someone fills out the form, then there's like a thanks for responding page, like a landing page that'll exist there. And so I didn't change anything here, so I'll just hit cancel on that. Let's see if there's anything else on this page. All right, so now the property of the month. And this is kind of where this is using a journal is what this is called. And while this looks a little advanced, this is really very easy to manage this kind of thing. So earlier we did that tree line photo gallery over on our photo gallery page. So there's the tree line project, and there's 3 photos in there. So what we'll do, I'll just go ahead and go back. So the property of the month, the way this works is I went ahead and set it up where each of the property of the month, I mean, you can go ahead and make a new one, and then you can browse back and see what the previous project was. You know, you can go back all the way back here. So there's like some past ones, so you can see them also here. And when we create a new one, this will it'll automatically appear over here on the side part. The one with the top star there is the most recent one. So that's pretty much how things will, I mean, it's automatically going to happen that way. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and show you, I'll go ahead and create a new property. Let's see. So yeah, we have the email address and things up here. I think this is a page header. So if we go to structure mode, modify page header. So yes, the very first page of the property a month area, it'll always have this, which is kind of nice, and you won't have to remember to always include that. And then your actual post starts below it. So what I'm going to do right now is go ahead and create a new one. So we're going to go ahead and make Smith family. So we go to content mode, post new entry, and you know we don't have to name it family. Let's go ahead and do let's do CVS pharmacy or something like that. So there we go. We got the title, and then we can go ahead and put the text. You know, might just be like a project overview or something like that. And then you can add an image, or you can add a slideshow. And you saw how the previous page there has a slideshow going. And the way this works, which is very, very easy for you, is it pulls in the images from those photo galleries. So when you're in this mode right now, we'll put the cursor right here. We want to put the slideshow here. Actually, let's put some more text below it, just to make things a little more descriptive here. So we'd have we want to put the gallery, like, you know, right in there, and we can just put the cursor there, and then this icon right here is the insert gallery slideshow. And then you choose your gallery. So I guess in this case, you know, if we want to go ahead and say, oh, let's pull it from this tree line project that we showed. And there's actually, it shows that there's 3 images in that project. And so we'll just keep that up on 3. And then you can switch all the effects and things here. So you can kind of do a fade if you want. And let's say, you can keep all this stuff default if you'd like, but basically it's going to show paginated, dotted. So there's on this previous one, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there's some dots at the very bottom, and I used the yellow from your logo. So that's this dotted is what that is. Paginated would be, it would show 1, 2, 3. You know, I mean, if you had 20 images, it would show 1, 2, ... 10 or something like that. So keep it on dotted, and you'll get that same effect. And then you could say horizontal. Should be fine like that. Aspect would be fine. Let's do aspect, because then it'll be this 4:3 ratio. You can kind of pick whatever ratio you want here. If you want to do like kind of a widescreen, which is what we're kind of showing down there, you can try like a 16:9, which is kind of your widescreen video kind of size. And then we can just say save and close. Save and close. So there's the photos, and there's the photo gallery. It's already set up and ready to go. If we wanted to change properties on that, you can again go back up here to modify, double click that icon now, and we could even say square, and those images would probably be, it would be pretty big because it's going to take up more of that vertical space, but it's going to automatically crop the photos however it should be best viewed. So it's kind of nice. I mean, it's going to adapt to exactly the way you want it to go. You can say modify again, double click. If we say aspect, let's try horizontal here. It should be a lot like that 16 by 9 that we tried. A little taller. Anyway, so that's how that works. And then you can also, if you don't have a slideshow, if you don't want to do all that, you can just, you know, insert one image. So here's this is another tip that's going to be really valuable to you, because, you know, most digital cameras today have a really high res output, and a photo that large will be pretty huge to upload to your site. So wherever you want to put the photo, so let's go ahead and actually I'll go ahead and delete this slideshow, so you can actually put the cursor there and delete it like that. Pretty easy. So instead I'm going to go ahead and put a photo. So you put your cursor where you want it, and then you click the photo icon, upload an image, choose file, and let's choose that larger. Let me do two. So here's our first image, and we're just going to say general storage. We can upload it. And you can see this image width automatically is 500 wide. So that's going to fit in there nicely. I think 550 wide is what we're targeting. But this image is physically smaller than that, so we can't really force it any bigger. So let's put another image right after it. So you put the cursor after that image, hit enter, and then your cursor's below it. Go out and get your next image, upload. And we're going to get that larger one, just to kind of show you what's going to happen here. And say upload. And 1.2 meg, it's a pretty large image. So I think it's like 1600. So it's a really huge image. You know, we said that 550 wide was the size of what we're looking for. So yeah, this image right now is 2272. So I'm going to go ahead and say save and close at this point. Save and close. So even though the image is enormous, it goes ahead and scales it down. The only issue with this is if I refresh and kind of clear my cache out, let's see if I can make it happen. Since this image is so big, well, there it goes. See how it takes a little while to load in there? The more of those you have, it just your website will go a little slower. So if you want to, you can go in, let's go back to content editing, say modify, and you can select this image, which is enormous in this view, pretty much impossible to see. And then you can say edit, resize, and we could say 550, but the important thing here to do is to resize the original image. And what this should be probably labeled resample, because what we're going to do is actually shrink this image down, and it's going to be a lot smaller when we do this. So if we say resize, it's going to resample the image, and now it is literally a 500 pixel wide image. And save, close, and so it'll load much quicker now. So that's how that works. So again, then you know, you can go in and delete those images, select them, remove, and so here's my second image. And if we want to do that drop shadow that we talked about, you can say left, align left here, whatever. Save, close. So there's that. Oh, looks like we got to make the image a little wider to avoid this from happening, because we're pulling text upward is what we're doing right there. Anyway, it's just something to play around with. And I'll just remove that photo. So then if I backspace out, hit save, then the photo's gone. Looks like we have an extra space. We can hit save. All right, so we talked about the sidebar on this earlier, how the latest post goes to the top. So automatically we have CVS Pharmacy at the very top. If I go ahead through here and we're viewing the site, then when we click Property of the Month, we click on through, and the very first one is our CVS Pharmacy post that we just made, that top one there. You can then navigate back, and there's our previous post. So at this point, I'll go ahead and delete the CVS Pharmacy one, because I don't know if they're probably not a real client. So I mean, you can do two things. You can say modify, unpublish, save and close, and it'll say draft, which just means that if you're logged out, or anyone else in the world that would visit the site, they would basically go to that Property of the Month page, and they're not going to see that draft one. It doesn't exist for them. If we hit escape and go log in now, then we have that one draft there, and it actually shows in our sidebar too. So just remember that you can go ahead and start creating these, get photos, and it might take you like a week or something to get all the content for this. But if it's unpublished, then it won't be visible to the world. So you can keep working on that, and then once you're ready, you just click Published and hit Save and Close, and then that post is live to the world. You can also remove it, which is right here. Confirm removal. So that's how that works. I think I've pretty much covered everything. There are some additional settings in website management. The files, that's right, we talked about the Excel spreadsheet. So if you go to website management, and then under data and media, file storage, this is where all the files are that we upload to the site. The captured data is where that spreadsheet will appear. There's no data on it yet, but once the first one comes in, it'll be right there, and you can actually download that and open it up in your Excel program. And then all other content, all other images are uploaded in this area here, so you can pretty much see all that. And I've created other directories that have a lot of the original files that we use for the rest of the site. They're all in there. So when you upload, you'll just kind of do it to your default folders. And there are some additional settings under website settings. I have some extra code inserted that you just want to kind of not delete, is basically how those work. But there are other areas that you'll probably want to kind of configure some things. Once the site is ready to go live, you'll want to check these last two boxes. I'll go ahead and put that in an email for you, but this will allow Google to come in and index the site. Right now everything's turned off, so that way you won't have a lot of this fake content out there for the world to see. But that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks.